Welcome to the post-game recap here, brought to you by Alabama Power. Kevin, we saw a wild one here in Bryant-Denny Stadium tonight. A lot of mistakes by Alabama, a lot of big plays by the Ole Miss Rebels. What do you make of this game? Was this Ole Miss making the statement that they're finally a national title?
Well, a lot happened here.
Yeah.
We could probably take an hour and a half to describe it all. But first of all, no whining, no complaining, no saying Alabama gave the game away. You don't walk into this stadium and beat Alabama for the second straight year unless you've got something special about you. And Alabama staged a furious comeback. This place was in full throat, and Ole Miss did not buckle. That is the sign of a championship team, perhaps in the making.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Nick Saban, after the game, said we got a lot of things to work on. He couldn't really simplify it down to one thing. When you look at this Alabama team right now, how close are they to being able to come back and endure this really, really tough October schedule they've got and, keep themselves in the race for the SEC West?
This looks like a team that is not going to do what they did last year after losing to Ole Miss and Oxford and run the table to win the league and get into the playoff. This looks like a team that's going to lose more football games. They ran 100 snaps in this game, threw 58 passes. I'm still shaking my head at the fact of Alabama throwing 58 passes. Right. Did they forget they got number 2 in the backfield? I thought they went to the air raid far too soon in this game, and until they get that straightened out, until they figure out who their quarterback is, and that looked like a mistake. I mean, Jay Coker did a lot of good things. I'm surprised that they started Cooper Bateman. That he did some good things, but also made a very big mistake.
I'm not sure Alabama's coaches seem to know exactly why they did it. We didn't get much of an answer on that question after the game either. Kevin, the last question for you here. When you're looking at Ole Miss, this team did so many things well tonight. They also had the ball bounce their way a lot. Do you feel like we're going to have some inflated opinions about the Rebels coming out of this game?
I think what we're going to see is every team in the SEC West with at least 2 losses probably by the end of the year. Yeah. They did have some fortunate breaks. It was like Nick Saban's worst nightmares. It was the Johnny Manziel bobble touchdown pass. It was the Nick Marshall-like pop pass for a touchdown. It was all of those ghosts and goblins that Nick Saban hates rolled up into one. But they've got issues. Ole Miss has to stay healthy, obviously. They're not deep enough to probably run the table in the league. So I think it's going to be a topsy-turvy, crazy year, and this was only the beginning.
All right, well, we'll be back with another recap next week presented by Alabama Power.